MAGA, what happened to all that fury? What happened to all that anger? When you thought it was a Democrat, as you see on screen right now, you guys were losing your minds. You said, we have to do something. We're going to do the most indescribable things to this perpetrator when they unalived your messiah, Charlie Kirk. But once you found out that this perpetrator's family was MAGA through and through, that they were unaffiliated with the Democrats, you guys changed your rhetoric from civil war to let's pray for the perpetrator. Again, this is what you said, and this is what you said. When you thought it was a Democrat, another American, you guys were talking about starting something that couldn't be stopped. You had neo-Smotzies out there talking about we need to protect white tea people. Yes, you need to protect white tea people from yourselves. There's a lot of white tea on white tea crime that's going on out here, okay? The public officials are getting unalived by other white tea people. And you guys are talking about minority on minority crime. Look in your own house. Clean it up first before you go into someone else's house and even attempt to tell them to pick up a broom.
Many Republicans on social media and on Fox News are now declaring war on Democrats and anybody that disagrees with them, advocating for rounding people up and arresting them in the wake of the shooting of Charlie Kirk and, of course, his subsequent passing. Now, before we even get into any clips of people like Jesse Waters saying that there needs to be some kind of revenge against Democrats for the shooting, I just want to start by saying that this is absolutely tragic. What happened to Charlie Kirk is heartbreaking. As you folks know, I have plenty of disagreements with Charlie Kirk, but now is not the time for politics. This is not left or right or center. It's nothing like that. This is a man who is leaving behind 2 little kids, a wife who loves him, and for that, I am heartbroken, and of course, neither Charlie Kirk nor his family deserve this. So I wanted to start by saying that because in these clips, you'll see a lack of humanity, and I'm asking, where is our humanity? So I'm going to display it even if the Republicans and many of them on social media won't. But let's just start here with Jesse Waters, who went on this tirade following the shooting of Charlie Kirk, and it's just abhorrent. You have to see it for yourself to believe that it's real, but he actually said this live on Fox News. Take a look.
So this hits differently because Charlie was one of us, and Trump gets hit in the ear. Charlie gets shot dead. They came after Kavanaugh with a rifle to his neighborhood. They went after Musk's cars. They just shot 2 Jews outside the embassy. Think about it. Scalise got shot, barely survived. It's happening. We got trans shooters. We got riots in LA. They are at war with us. Whether we want to accept it or not, they are at war with us. And what are we going to do about it? How much political violence are we going to tolerate? And that's the question we're just going to have to ask ourselves. Now, Charlie would want us to put as much pressure on these people as possible. Dana nailed it. This is unacceptable. And it has to stop now. And everybody's accountable. And we're watching what they're saying on television and who's saying what. The politicians, the media, and all these rats out there. This can never happen again. It ends now. Greg's right again. This is a turning point, and we know which direction we're going.
Incredibly inflammatory and incredibly irresponsible. Like, I appreciate the message from Jesse Waters saying, like, this is unacceptable, it can't happen again. But you heard throughout his speech there, he kept saying, they are at war with us. They are committing political violence.
Charlie Kirk got murdered by one of his own. Let me say it again so it can sink in. Charlie Kirk was assassinated by one of his own. Let me break it down. Not black, not brown, not Muslim, not Arab, not Palestinian, not Latino, not immigrant, not LGBTQIA, not Democrat. So who is he? Tyler Robinson. I mean, names don't come more American and more white than that. All white, American, cisgendered male, Christian, from a pro-Trump loving Republican family. I mean, MAGA must be in chaos because how are they going to spin it? This is not a lefty that did this, but a righty. Let me just reiterate for those at the back. Tyler Robinson killing Charlie Kirk was absolutely and totally wrong. Evil. How dare you kill him and take his life because you don't like him and hate his views? What the hell? So for those of you who are incapable of understanding that multiple truths coexist, I am not you. Because you see, I can condemn the manner in which Charlie Kirk was killed and still find that Charlie Kirk was a repugnantly racist, white supremacist, white nationalist, anti-Muslim, Islamophobic, homo, transphobic, Zionist bigot. You don't like what I just said? You find it offensive? You see that cue? Go join it. I say this with my full chest. I am glad that the killer of Charlie Kirk is not black, brown, Muslim, Arab, Palestinian, trans, immigrant, Latino, or any of the demographics that Charlie Kirk spent his entire existence targeting for his self-serving political interests. Because you know that if there be any of this demographic, after spending the last few days threatening and declaring war on the left and everybody else. Because you know what? It seems to me, Mr. Musk, that it is not the left that is a party of murder, but the right. And since you right-wingers won't leave yourselves in peace, by all means, go fight and die by yourselves. Yet is a war, alright, on the right. Yes, Mr. Fox News, all you right-wingers are accountable since it's a righty that killed Charlie Kirk. Okay, squabble up. Go fight yourselves since the talking is over. The caucasity of comparing Charlie Kirk to Martin Luther King Jr.? You people must be mad. Get out of here. Watch out for the headlines as they humanize Tyler Robinson as this 22-year-old university student born and raised in Utah in a very white American conservative Christian Republican MAGA loving family. And poof, no more outrage. But they will still find ways to blame us for a white man's deed.
So Charlie Kirk was just assassinated, and all I'm hearing from my followers is they're disappointed that I'm outraged by it. Where was your outrage when Melissa Hartman was killed? Where's your outrage about Gaza or the school shooting? I started this channel because I knew the direction this country was going. I was hearing it from my MAGA family and friends about civil war, about how they want a dictatorship. This channel, this entire fucking channel is my outrage. This isn't about Charlie Kirk. This is about the fucking consequences that are now going to happen. I don't know what bubble you fucking live in, but go look at the MAGA side of the algorithm. Go, right now, go look at it. They are asking for blood. The blood of Democrats, of liberals, of progressives. And blood is going to be spilled. Probably not yours. You're probably fine. But our elected representatives, I
just got fired. Kind of happy about it. You said I have to leave the premises like immediately. So guess I'll see you guys later. I'm fired. You guys take care. Good luck, okay? Kind of relief. Okay? Guys have a good one. And I feel good. I just got fired. And honestly, when they told me, I was like a little like, but then after, I was like, fuck this. They're back there having their little chat together. The guy that let me go was trying to block me from saying goodbye to my coworkers right now. Like, he was like guarding them or something. And then that's when I was like, okay, bye. Goodbye, guys. I'll see you later. They let me go. They fired me. He looked all disappointed. But honestly, dude, I feel relieved. I feel very relieved. I mean, I'm gonna be fucked if I'm not gonna get unemployment, but fuck it, dude. As they were like having me sign my forms and shit and like terminating me, wait, let me say goodbye to my friend Michael. Hi, Michael! I'm done. Yeah, so it is what it is. But I think the relief that I'm feeling is a good sign because I did not want to do my shift today anyways. Like, I had a bunch of number 1 lessons and that's dealing with first timers, so fuck it, dude, I'm feeling good. I'm also shaking a little bit because I'm in shock, but whatever, dude, it is what it is. I'm gonna do me. Yeah, they were trying to be all nice about it and stuff and professional, and they were like, you can keep the sweater and all the shirt and whatever, it's all yours. I'm just like, what the fuck do I need this shit for? But whatever, I'm free, dude. I'm free. I think I'm just gonna start trying to do more of the things that I want to do and not worry about any other one else. That's one of my coworkers driving in the car, my ex-coworkers. He was pretty cool too. He would always like be like upfront and like just tell me how fucking draining the job was, and me and him were just both like fucking over the job. He's been working here longer than I have, so I'm just glad. I'm glad they let me go. If it wasn't, I didn't quit on myself, or you know, I made a mistake, but fuck it, I'm done. It's all cool. Wish me luck, y'all. I'll be posting more content. I don't know what, but I'm free.
I have spent the last 7 hours of my life listening to Charlie Kirk feed bullshit to students on the campus of Texas A&M, and this is what I've learned. So first, Kirk is not a good debater, because even in this environment where he has stacked the deck in his favor, when he would get backed into the corner on an argument, he would always go to something inflammatory. For example, when somebody cornered him on due process for Abrego Garcia, he would pivot to an audience-friendly line like, "I will never apologize for telling illegal aliens to get out of my country." He also spent the entire day avoiding debate with anyone who could actually challenge him. His first dozen or so questions were taken from people with red hats on, which means the first half an hour of the entire event was just people telling him how much they loved him. After that, he only took questions from kids from Texas A&M because he knew he would get half-informed assertions that he could easily dunk on. Second, this event is pitched as something that's supposed to educate kids, but when you hear the kind of inflammatory rhetoric and cherry-picked stats that Charlie Kirk uses in his arguments, you understand this is nothing more than manipulation for attention. He has no intention of informing any of these kids of anything. And he also actively encouraged one student who asked if it was appropriate to learn the other side's arguments to refuse assignments in class where she was supposed to take up the other side so that she wouldn't violate her values. And lastly, maybe the most disappointing thing is that all of these hundreds of MAGAs who are lined up to go hear Charlie Kirk speak, I talked to a half a dozen of them today, red hat wearing evangelical Republicans. And what I found is these people are not unlike the Republicans in my own family. They are far less extreme than he wants us to believe. I talked to a young man who said he could not think of a single adult male Democrat in his life. I talked to a 21-year-old Republican who voted for Trump, and she said people who think there shouldn't be exceptions with abortion law are crazy. And after losing her dad at an early age a couple of years ago, with her entire family depending on her mom's public school teacher income, she wanted to see more policies that supported the middle class. Americans so badly want to be decent to each other, and that decency is still there right beneath the surface. But people like Charlie Kirk pouring $90 million a year into running campaigns to corrupt American minds, people like Donald Trump who want us to believe that immigrants are destroying America, they are the sole driving force in the effort to weaponize every single issue so they can divide us, exploit us, and harness us to gain more power.
Should black people get reparations?
I believe they should.
So I, white man, have to play for black people. Why?
That's a really selfish thing you
No,
just said.
hold on. Why should I have...
That's a really non-empathetic thing to say.
Wait, why should I have empathy for a race? I have white guilt because I breathe? Why should the white students here have to work harder to pay for black kids?
You wanted to ask
What is that all about?
Not every black person has lineage.
That's
and
true.
every white person doesn't have lineage.
Yes, that's right. So since every black person doesn't have a lineage connected to slaves, why should we generalize and say reparations for black people?
Because there are people that are...
They didn't have any ability to make better decisions, to save money, and to invest. How about you take responsibility for your own actions instead of blaming the white man?
Charlie Kirk got shot and killed. How do you feel?
Happy. Goodbye.
Did you see that Charlie Kirk just got shot and killed?
That's good.
That's good that people are getting shot just off a political view? Good that people are dying in America? Did you see that Charlie Kirk got shot and killed today?
Yes, I did.
How do you feel about that?
I don't really have any feelings about it. Who are you?
Charlie Kirk got shot and killed today. We're just getting people's opinions. How do you feel about that?
Girl, someone had to do it. And that's how I feel at this point in time. But
Yeah, I appreciate your honesty. I truly do. So you said someone had to do it.
yes, try not to get all pulled up into that, but he was a misogynist. He was a disgusting person with disgusting beliefs.
So if you had a magical wand, a magical button that you could press and keep him from being assassinated, would you press that?
No. I think things happen for a purpose. And if that's how his life was ended, then that's how it was ended, so.
Do you know who Charlie Kirk is?
Yeah, he's a I'm like, yeah, he's you know? I wouldn't wish it to anyone, but I don't think his politically so correct, you know?
We're going to step away from this because you're just trying to... Let him talk. He wants to talk. What are you? I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to him.
You know?
Anyways.
I love the right. I love all of you guys. Thank you.
In my opinion, I think they're going to flip it and say the other way. But I think the left has disputes so much hate and brainwashed so many people into doing stupid this. But they're going to flip it and say, oh, he was so hateful and he spewed all this hatred.
You're almost going to say he deserved it.
Yeah, they're going to say he deserved it. I've already seen people. That's what I've seen. I've already seen people saying he deserved it. He spews all this hate. And they're going to say because the hate he spewed, he should have gotten that. It's a sign of, I think, what liberalism has done to U.S. society. It's just led to a complete moral decay and decay of morals and just any semblance of humanity. Like, you just degrade people because of your political opinions, but I don't have much else to say on that. It's just the same old thing every time.
Dong, the witch is dead. Everyone's saying that it was such a senseless, violent act. I want you to remind yourself that it was God's plan. I mean, really, it was actually his fault because, like, he should have been wearing, like, a bulletproof neck brace or something. Like, I cannot believe he walked out the house without it. I mean, really, you have to be aware of what you're wearing in public so that, like, people don't target you. And you don't become a victim. So I guess this is just another example of God's plan in action. It was not a senseless act of violence. This was God's plan. Happy hump day, y'all!
What's up, beautiful and amazing people? So in today's video, we're gonna talk about Charlie Kirk. Guys, you know what? MAGA supporters want revenge. They want revenge, especially revenge on Dems. I know when we talk about Dems, it's of course Democrats, you know. So guys, I don't know if we should do a recap of this story. I think it's important if we do the story, a recap of the story first. So Charlie Kirk is an activist and of course a very prominent and eloquent speaker, debater. So is this guy that has been going around schools in America trying to talk to them about so many things to do with American politics, about, you know, just politics in short, you know. And how he brings out this debate and stories is what has made so many people not to like him, because they believe that he's spreading hate, he's spreading racism. Because if you hear his comments about, you know, the blacks, the Latinos, the Hispanics, the immigrants, you know, if you hear him commenting on those topics, you'll be like, oh my God, I just don't want to hear those words. Actually, it was just like, you see, with Trump chasing out illegal immigrants, he was like, you know, I'm free to chase illegal people out of my country. Africa doesn't really need reparations because the white people are paying so hard in order to take the black kids to school. Guys, I don't know if you followed up on him, it's only the pro-MAGA supporters who are really supporting him. And on this day, September 10th, 2025, he was in Utah. You know, Utah Valley University, speaking to these students. I watched a couple of videos from there, of course, in social media. And, you know, I watched people asking him questions, and there was this guy, I think he was a transgender or what, and he was talking about, you know, him being mistreated. And this guy was like, do you have evidence? If you don't have any evidence, then yeah, that's a lie, it's a total lie. And he was like forcing him, and the guy was just calm. And then again, he talked about something else. Did you report it to the school administration? They are here, why didn't you report? Then it's a lie. Like, he just dismissed the guy just like that. So in the middle of his speech, a guy on the rooftop, you know, pulls the trigger, just one trigger, and yeah, it unalives him. Of course, when it comes to the reaction, people screamed, running away, confused. And you know, it was really funny and sad at the same time, seeing other people celebrating. They were really happy, like, yeah, he's dead. It's happening. My God, I don't know. So many people were happy that this guy has gone to be with the Lord just because of what he was trying to do, manipulating people. Pastors have come out talking about his debates around America, and they're like, okay, it's not good to talk to people, but how you pass this information is what really matters. So if you ask some people in the streets, like, what do you think about Charlie Kirk's, you know, unaliving, they're like, he deserved it, we are happy. So many, like, guys, I don't want to be like Charlie Kirk. Like, when I die, like, people come and celebrate. No, I don't want to be that kind of a person. I think it has also taught me so many things, that if you are in this platform trying to discuss something, or even with your community, you know, you need to be mindful of what you're saying, of what you're discussing, of what you're telling people. Listen to them. Don't just put them off the moment they ask you a question. Always, you know, Charlie Kirk is one of these guys that always wanted to be ahead. And he likes meeting students whom he believes that they don't know so much about the country's politics. And of course, it becomes easier for him to counter them and answer their questions by, of course, trying to dismiss them and showing them like, yeah, you don't really know about this. Because I remember this English teacher, not really English teacher, this student that was studying English as a major in the university, and had driven around over 3 hours to just ask Charlie Kirk this particular question. And then Charlie Kirk asks him who is June, I don't know what. That is an editor, not really an editor, a book writer, or what do we call a book writer? Yeah, somebody, a lady that used to write books like back in the days, so many years ago, and he's asking him like, who is this guy? Who is this? Do you know this person? And the guy was like, no, I don't know. Then why are you studying English as a major? Just dismissing people. Of course, some people are like, okay, if you actually are following up on this story, because I'm really following up on this story. I got to know him even after he's unaliving. I didn't know this guy was this big in America, going around like really. He was a true friend, a close ally of Trump, and I think even the government really recognized him because if you look at the president, he was like the flags must be, it must be half-mast just to celebrate the life of Charlie Kirk. He really stood with us and all that. But, I don't know who supports such kind of policies that are meant to, bring down the economy of America. So this guy, I can say that, people are like, they didn't like him because he came out boldly and said the truth. Like, I don't know if he was saying the truth or people didn't like how he was saying it. I don't know, guys. I don't know what you think about Charlie Kirk himself. So the MAGA supporters, remember at first, they came out and they were blaming the Democrats. And then later on, the family of this guy is called, the guy that allegedly unalived Charlie Kirk, is actually called Tyler Robinson, a 22-year-old guy. The family comes out, hands him over to the custody, and guess what? The entire family is, they are actually pro-MAGA. I mean, what a shock on the MAGA supporters. What a shock. Because initially they were like, you know what? We are going to revenge on these people. We are going to revenge on the Democrats. And when guy Tyler Robinson, is actually handed over to the police for the murder of Charlie Kirk, then the guys were like, let's pray for this guy. He really needs a lot of our prayers. Anyway, my good people, I mean, this story is crazy. And this guy, I think he had been manned from the word go. Like, the people of America felt like, you know what, if he continued with this manipulation, then things were going to go south. So we really need to, stop him from doing this. But of course, stopping him in such a manner, I will say it wasn't really nice. It wasn't nice to stop him by, unaliving him, because remember, he has a family, a very young family, by the way. And of course, nobody supports such kind of an act. But at the same time, it teaches us so much about life, how to handle things, how to handle people. You shouldn't hate people. Talk to them the way people are actually, they have emotions, and you should consider that, because this guy was one of those people that told people that, they should never be empathetic or sympathetic in any manner. So in the next video, I think I will actually bring out a topic about some other things about him, and we get to learn more. So thank you so much.